Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite here. Beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, April 3rd, 2022. While I was surfing around this morning before church, I stumbled across an article that kind of addressed the strategic petroleum reserves. And it really got me to thinking that, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it. So I did some continuing research this morning to figure out what is really going on. So stick around, I've got some insights for you. So I've got some notes here because I can't remember everything, getting old, but the questions that popped into my head was, all right, so we've got strategic petroleum reserves, and I don't know anything about them. I guess I really didn't pay too much attention while this was all going on. But apparently it all started right after the oil embargo in the 70s, and the administration and Congress thought it would be a good idea to develop strategic petroleum reserves. So what they've done over the years is stored all the petroleum reserves, barrels of oil, but not really barrels, but that's the way they measure it. So they're not these big round tins that are sitting in some warehouse somewhere that kind of looks like the ending scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, that huge warehouse. What they've done is they've hollowed out salt areas underground along the coast of Texas and Louisiana. There are, best I can tell right now, there are 4 site locations with about 61 underground salt caverns that have been created in these salt underground areas that are just basically mounds of sea salt. And what they've done is carved it out. They've, I don't know if they went in with machinery to dig it out or if they used water flushes to flush it out, but they've created huge caverns in these 4 different sites. 61, like I said before, 61 caverns in Texas and Louisiana. Right now, the maximum capacity is 727 million barrels. And like I said, it's what they do. They don't just put the big round barrels in there. They actually put the liquid oil in the caverns, and when they need to get it out, they flush the cavern with water, and because oil is lighter than water, the water comes up from the bottom and pushes the oil up out of the top. They grab it, pump it out, and ship it wherever they're going to ship it. So that's kind of the story or the history behind it. What I found particularly illustrative is today's authorized storage capacity is 714 million barrels. Now that seems like an awful lot, and I think it is, because 1 barrel of oil can make 42 gallons of gas. So you're talking a lot of gas on underground there. But the astounding thing that I found was that the average price, this is from the energy.gov website, the average price paid for oil that's in the reserve now is $29.70. There are estimates ranging from $5.5 billion to $20.76 billion is what we have spent altogether to fill up the reserves. Now, I don't know how it can vary that much, but we'll just take the $20 billion number and kind of work with it as we go through. Right now, crude oil is trading at $99.42, down from slightly over $100 a barrel just a few days ago, or before the announcement that Biden said he was going to release 1 million barrels a day beginning sometime at the end of May and for 180 days. So if you figure the end of May, I think it's the 23rd of May is when it's authorized to begin, and you add 180 days to that, guess what happens in November of this year? Yeah, the midterm elections. So best I can tell, this is a political ploy using our strategic reserves to win political points, because I think it will slightly reduce the price of a gallon of gasoline, maybe 10 cents, 15 cents, maybe 20 cents. The estimates are all over the board, but it's our money, folks, and they're handing it back to us just like they did with the stimulus payments of during the recent jabbing crisis out there. And what I think it's going to do in the long run is create even more inflation. So you take 180 million barrels out of our reserves and give it to the refineries somehow. I'm not sure how the economics is going to work, and if somebody really knows, please let me know in the comments down below. But if we bought it for, what, 30 bucks, and the current market price is 100 bucks, somewhere there's a big difference of 70 bucks a barrel. And I don't know who's going to foot the bill for that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be the taxpayers of the United States. Somewhere there's a $70 billion gap in this whole equation that I can't put my finger on, and maybe you can. If you buy it for 30 and sell it for 100, that's 70 difference. And I don't know if the refineries are going to be buying it at current market value, and that money goes into a fund that allows us to replenish it. Seems logical to me, but I'm not sure that that's really what they're planning on doing. I can't find any corroborating evidence that that's the case. So it's very possible that they could sell it to the highest bidder. If the highest bidder is only at 65 a barrel, then that's what they'll sell it for. And they've still made a profit from the federal government standpoint. And the refineries are getting a pretty good deal if that's the case at 65. I don't know if it is or not, but they're getting a pretty good deal, because now they can sell it on the market for $4, $4.50 a gallon, and everybody goes home happy except the taxpayers of the United States. So yeah, it's a political game, and the timing is just so suspect for me, because 180 days from May 23rd takes us right to the midterm elections, and the effects of the economics on the gas prices will certainly be there by then. And I got to thinking about, okay, so I'm a prepper. Hope you're a prepper too, and you should be if you're not. I take a look at my inventories as my strategic reserves. And right now, just because prices are going up and we're facing inflation, I'm not thinking that it's a real good idea to just jump into all my preps, because the food prices are high right now, and just start eating all the preps, giving it away, doing whatever, so that I deplete all my preps over the next 6 months, and then 6 months from now have to worry about what the cost is going to be to refill my strategic reserves. So tell me what you're thinking on this whole strategic reserve this whole strategic petroleum reserve and your strategic reserves for your preps. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video.